Welcome again to Event Advice. As part of this series, I am joined by Will Custard,
Hello, Matt.
Our product director at CrowdComms. My name is Matt, I'm the CEO. And we talk about loads of industry-specific things. Now,
Sometimes industry non-specific things as well.
bit like this one.
Bit wandering.
The marketing team, in all of their creative genius, have come up with this concept where we talk about the 10 things that are searched for most in Google related to event registration. It's almost as if they're doing some kind of SEO exercise here, Will.
It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, if you think about it?
Let's not get bogged down in the why we're doing it and focus on what we are going to do.
Yep.
So, I am going to ask the question that they are searching for in Google.
Yep.
And then
To both of us.
And then we can discuss it and see what we think about the question. Now, we're going to try and be polite because these are questions that people are actually searching for.
Yep.
And so we must listen and be receptive to that. Even though sometimes I've looked at them and think, whoa, why is that?
Like real life Google.
What does that even mean?
Yes.
Anyway, the number one, what is the meaning of event registration?
Okay.
So what do we mean when we talk about event registration?
I'll have a crack at it because I think you might have a better answer than me, but I'll have a crack at it first. So when you want people to attend your event, quite often, I'm going to avoid saying every single time. Most of the time, you would want people to express an interest in attending.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, if it was ticketed, you want a way to sell them the tickets.
Yeah.
If it's a free event, you want to garner how much interest there is in it.
Yeah.
And see who is going to attend, so you can plan the event. You know how many people to expect to be there. You know about those people that are attending, and you can use that information to design a really great event for people.
Absolutely. I think using that information is the key bit for me because, yes, we're going to get the payment from someone so we can get the ticket, the revenue that will often sit behind an event. But we can also understand what people expect from the event, what they want to participate. We can partner them with people that they should see and meet and talk to. We can learn from that information in registration, sessions they might want to attend. So it's a really powerful data capture as well as being a kind of a showcase for your event. It's the, oh God, do I say it? I think it's the most critical component of event technology alongside the data and that data validation piece with the analytics that we kind of focus on.
Well, it's certainly the crucial bit, the almost non-optional section.
Yeah.
You know, you can go without an event app if you really want to. You can go without badging if you really want to.
Should you go without?
You shouldn't. Absolutely not. You should have the whole suite.
You've just cost us £2,000 there, Will.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if it's on the list. I haven't seen the list, but it would be interesting to see if people... The debate about how long a registration form is a different question. So let's not jump ahead.
Let's just go through, because we're basing this on Google.
Yeah.
Number 2, what is the best event registration platform? And it's also worded, what is the best platform for event registration? So, the obvious one.
Yeah, is us.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to put a little caveat alongside that. When you're searching for the best of anything, there is a whole undercurrent of an industry based around paying to be added to lists of people who are on the 10 best of anything, the 13 best, the 5 best, the 7 best, whatever it might be. When I used to work in publishing, it used to be an odd number would get more clicks than a round number, which is what I'm saying, like 7 and 13 and things like that, because it looks like you've really looked into it, done the research. Actually, those lists are quite often from people who haven't used the software. They've just contacted the company and said, do you want to be part of this list?
Yeah.
Because it's a very successful SEO strategy.
Do people fall for that?
Well, I mean, you know, yes, they do.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's literally just a little bio that they've copied and pasted off their website, they will still pay the money, get on the article, and then that article will get a lot of traffic, which means it will rank up Google higher. Then all of a sudden, the people searching for the best event technology platform will get all of those lists rather than a kind of independent piece of information that Google would have.
It's interesting, isn't it? What is the best event registration platform is so broad. Like our objective is to provide a solution that delivers to as many different scenarios as possible, but we always are going to have specialisms, aren't we, in terms of our ICP, like the ideal client profile for us. We're building technology for as many, but there is a certain focus to it. So what is right for you might be different from what is right for someone else. And I think, I feel, actually, this isn't related to this, but so often technology companies are trying to be the everything to everyone and saying they are. It cannot be possible. We as technology businesses, organisations need to be very clear with where we focus, what we are good at, and be very open about what we don't, and focus on a less good at.
I mean, if you want to know what we focus on in terms of trying to be the best registration platform,
I think people would want to know that.
It's making sure it's complex registration that can be personalised to people and is easy to use and repeatable.
And looks great.
And looks bang on brand. So it's like perfect, looks like you've built it yourself, looks like it's an in-house tool, completely your brand all over the place. But it's been easy to set up. No one's worried about training and retraining and what am I going to do next time? That was too complicated. I'm not going to go through that again. I'm going to use a Google form instead.
Yeah. I reckon our website, which is built not in our own platform, our marketing site, we could replicate and build that in our software. It would take a fraction of the time and would enable us greater customization in 99% of the ways that we're trying to use it.
I agree.
I saw an example of a project this week that we've built for a client that literally blew my socks off. It looked so good. I landed on it and I was just booming with pride at how good it was.
Yeah. Some of them are absolutely incredible what they do.
Look, there are loads of amazing event registration platforms. To say what is the best event registration platform, work out what's important to you, go out there and present it to companies and ask them to present a solution that they feel is tailored to yourself. But
I'd probably
definitely consider us because I think we are doing a genuinely good job.
I'd say it's tricky, isn't it? Because you don't know if people are Googling that because they don't have anyone to ask, peers in the industry.
Yeah.
But I would definitely try and reach out to people, get a hold of them on LinkedIn. I'm sure they'd answer the question on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
If you know that they've used a few different platforms, ask people, what do you think is good? If my registration is going to be like this, my event's kind of like this, what do you think would actually suit what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And, we've got a very good referral rate from our customers. So just talk to people, see what they say.
Most of our business comes from people who are pleased using our service.
Yeah.
Can you use Microsoft Forms? There's a couple here. So can you use Microsoft or Google Forms for event registration? So the first one is, can you use Microsoft Forms for event registration? Yes.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard to manage the data on the back end. You're going to have to do something with it. And
Could they not just push it into Dynamics and manage it there in the CRM? If you're using Microsoft for Forms, you've probably got Microsoft Suite. That in itself probably won't be fit for purpose, but if you've got Dynamics, which is a CRM, you could probably use there to manage some of your data. The answer is, yes, you could, but there is going to be a fair amount of compromise involved in doing it that way. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. You're talking about platforms that have been specifically designed for event registration and event software throughout the whole thing. So
it's their absolute focus. Microsoft's focus isn't building event registration, is it?
No.
They're a giant, and obviously, if you're listening, Mr. Gates, Sir Bill, although he's probably not a sir.
Probably not a sir, is he? Not a knight of the realm.
You do many things fabulously, and I'm sure you can do this, but we can do it better. Bold statement. Google Forms for event registration, the same applies, doesn't it?
Same applies. I mean, it's not going to be, you might be able to stick your logo on it and maybe a colour on the background of the form, but it's not going to be very brandable. Again, you're going to have to do something with the data on the back end rather than it all being one nice place to manage it. Move that into your event app if you're having an event app, moving it into your badging if you're doing badging. It's going to be a bit of an issue. I'm trying to think of an analogy. So I've got an analogy, but it's very designer specific.
Try me with it.
So it's like using Photoshop to design a website nowadays. Photoshop, we used to use Photoshop to design websites when there wasn't specific applications to design websites in. Photoshop is a photo editing, which has got absolutely tons and tons of functionality.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but it's not the right tool. And as soon as we had tools, we moved to specific applications that helped us do it. So I can't think of a less niche analogy than that.
Why is event registration important? I think we've covered this before. We want to create hype around an event. We want to drive the commercials around an event. We want to understand who's attending. We want to understand what they're interested in. We want to make sure that we tailor experience to the audiences that we're expecting to make sure that that outcome where they turn up at that event is everything that we aspire for it to be, so that we can grow the event, collaborate, drive the right content, drive the right conversations.
I would add to that it's not just about the form, not just about the registration form. You know, we've got a website builder to promote your event before you make a decision to fill the form in and register. So you have to give people the benefits before they actually, you have to convince them to sign up a lot of the time. If you're talking about a lot of money, you need to do some legwork to actually say, this is why you should be attending.
Absolutely. How do you provide high quality event registrations? I mean, let's ask it as if we're asking about CrowdComms, but how do you provide high quality event registrations? I mean, you've answered this as well. Customization, personalization, scalability. So for any size of events.
Great promotion
capabilities, enable people to drive revenue without huge transaction, and fair and appropriate pricing and charging.
The quality of your product comes through if you use a good event tech provider. You know, if you go to a Google form or a Microsoft form, all of a sudden you can see that they've cut corners immediately.
People are often surprised at how cost-effective it is to have quality as well.
Yes.
They're expecting, because they build their marketing site and then they'll invest a huge amount of time, they'll invest a huge amount of money in doing so. Now, our job is for you to replicate that marketing site that you've invested on, but you've done the investment. Our job is just to enable you to deliver to the same brand, following the same principles, using the same kind of UX, UI design principles in our technology. Much of the hard work's being done, and then it's very quick to deliver it in our technology, but also because it's quick and it's easy, it's cost effective as well.
They definitely don't realise that. You know, they're possibly put off by thinking, oh, the website took 6 months to get to a point where we got it live. Or, you know, the mobile app that we cost a lot of money and it took ages and ages and ages. If you've done all that work and you've got brand guidelines, even if you don't have brand guidelines, but if you spent a lot of money on brand, you spent a lot of money on your website, a lot of time's gone into both of those things, you think, I'm not going to go through that again for one event. That's not how it works. You can replicate it in a day, maximum.
I'm always amazed at how hard it is to build event registration. I'm not going to say in who, but some of our competitor products that I've used, how challenging it is to do. You are not doing your job if they can't replicate.
No.
That is our sole responsibility from a design perspective, is to say, you've invested a blimmin' fortune in this. Then you've invested it because you know it's right. You know your audience need it in that particular way. You've done your user testing. You've done your split testing. You've run your client workshops. All those workshops that you've spent your life working with big organisations at huge cost and huge time. And then to provide you with a piece of technology where you can't do it is mental.
And do it once. So in ours, you just do it once. And that, if you want an app, that's fine, you've done it. If your mobile website's done. Your event app is done.
Is event registration free is number 7 on the list. Look, if it's free, how is someone making money to be able to drive innovation, improve quality? People are making money somehow, aren't they? If it's free, say it's a ticketing sign that's free, then you're going to be charged high transaction fees on the tickets. So you're either going to be pushing that cost down the line, or you're going to be responsible for a proportion of that cost in ticketing. Like creating the marketing site might be free, but you're going to get charged a lot more on the transaction element of it. So Is event registration free? If it is, where's the catch, I would suggest?
Yeah,
or
I
at
don't
least,
really know what
look at.
what answer they're looking for in that case. It can be free registration, but then you need to make money from your event some other way, sponsors, exhibitors, whoever it might be.
But also, if you want to do something well, so often your whole purpose of the event, either the revenue or the collaboration or content sharing that you get, is based on people being there in person. Don't compromise on getting people at your event. It's the biggest challenge, isn't it? So if you're trying to really scrimp there, we always want it to be cost effective, and different people have different budgets. But that isn't the area to scrimp. That's the most critical bit, is getting, we used to call it bums on seats at the events we ran, but we want bums on seats. We want people there. We want people engaging and collaborating. So
it's a good point, going back to the Google Forms, not so much Microsoft Forms, but Google Forms. If something is free, you have to ask, what is the commodity here? And it will be the data of the people that are signing up through your Google Form. So yes, you haven't paid Google to do it, but there are GDPR concerns. There are things that you should be probably aware of that, that's the reason it's free. There is always a reason if it's free.
Number 8, this is an odd one. Makes me want to throw the card across the room, Will, but online event registration software. I mean, for me, that's like a digital registration. I'm not quite sure what people are searching for. Are they expecting to turn up and have to write their names on boards?
Maybe.
Or
Yeah,
are they
it's funny
talking
about
about
that,
virtual event specifically? So
online event, as in
online event registration software. So maybe it's virtual
they're
event.
running an online event,
Yeah, and they want
registration software
well,
for
that's the same. You want, rather than a bum on a seat, you want a bum on a seat at home watching. So you still need to make sure you find someone who's engaged. You actually need to know what they want, potentially even more, because you have to guide them with the sessions. We can't expect someone to sit there for a whole day, so we want to make sure we know what they want to watch, what they're interested in, so that we can make those recommendations in terms of their time. The event registration in like an online event is equally as critical in different ways. I think that's what they probably mean.
I think it must be. I mean, it's the same. It's the same either way. We do. There is no type of event that we have software for. Every event doesn't matter what format it's in.
The last two, Will. I'll ask them both, and then we can cover it off in the answer. What is an event registration form? Is the first part, and how to create event registration form or forms. So we will have covered this off a little bit, so we're repeating a bit of ground, but we will do so because we want to make sure that we address each question. That's obviously important because they're the most asked questions. What is an event registration form?
Well, it's I think we're all quite used to forms online nowadays. So anytime you sign up or register for any product or service, you're probably filling in a form. It's a bit like that. So you're signing up to that event. You're filling in your first name, last name, job title, the company you work for. You might be putting in a bit about yourself. You might be making some choices from boxes.
I'm adding my own question here. I'm going rogue because I think this is more important. What makes a good event registration form?
Okay, so that would definitely be the user experience of the form. So, we put a lot of effort into a feature that allows people to choose whether they want the whole form on one page, section by section, one question at a time. So, things like type form are very popular, where you just ask, if you've got a short form and you want people to literally be,
name, email address, am I attending?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You might want to do that one question at a time. You might want to let people really concentrate on it. We give the choice to the organizer and the end user for that experience.
So you might have a form where we need to know more. What type of exhibitors would you like to meet? We have 3 dinner receptions. Please complete where you'd like to go.
Internal conferences, we'll want to know
rooms. Sometimes we need to know a lot more, don't we?
Yeah, accommodation, dietary requirements. There's all sorts you can get from a form. The form itself, has to adhere to accessibility guidelines and design standards to make sure that you can, use the right keyboard and there's all sorts, and we do all that.
So a good form builder is one that provides you the flexibility to build forms in a variety of different design formats and content formats so that it is fit for purpose for the particular event requirement.
Yeah, and with with clever tools that help you streamline your workflow. So obviously, you know, dynamic content that shows you questions, hides questions based on your previous answers.
Yeah.
Your answers put you into certain groups or add you to tags or add you to sessions.
So you can really tailor it and personalise it.
Complex registration, that means you don't have to take that away, do something with it, and then take it somewhere else and do another job with it. It can go straight from registration to your event app and put you in the right groups.
I thought everyone built complex reg. We've got the biggest registration companies in the world. Our reg is really complex. And complex, God, it's not always a good word, is it? It enables you to do complex things, but in a simple way. So it enables complexity, but the build and kind of development of that is really simple. But I was amazed listening to people talk about, again, doesn't matter who it is, but the biggest registration companies in our industry actually not having the complexity that I take for granted because of the complexity that you and your team have implemented.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that think complex reg is just showing one question after you've done one thing.
Yeah.
And we deliberately built it in a way that it wasn't just that.
Yeah.
It was an if this then that statement, which it could be all of the things you need to satisfy all of these criteria or some of these criteria to show this next thing. So there is it's properly complex registration on our platform.
Look, I think we've covered the majority of those off. So how to create an event registration form, I think we've covered that off as well, the final question. Actually, that was more bearable than I thought it would be, Will.
It's easier being Google than you thought, isn't it?
It's easier, yeah. And really interesting. Thank you for searching for those questions because it gave us a topic to talk about. And thank you, Will, for joining here, as always, on Event Advice. You can definitely subscribe to the channel. Is it called a channel? A YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's a channel, yeah.
It is a YouTube channel. And like it as well, because do you know what? People are definitely watching these sessions. Not enough of you are liking them, and me and Will are feeling a little bit left out. So get there, like it, subscribe, and make sure you watch the next one. Thanks again.
Thank you.